Hey everybody, I hope you are having a delightful July the 4th. It's also Thursday, so double whammy, yay. I hope everything's good with you guys. I have new naked shabby journals. Man, that's it. Man, did you hear that North Carolina coming out? Yes, it did, y'all. New shabby naked journals for the shop. I'm having a great time making these. They are whitewashed. They start out as a 9x12 envelope. They end up as a 6x9 journal. They go through a padding phase. They go through a painting phase. They go through some masking tape. So I wanted to show you these to you guys today and let you know that they will be in the Etsy shop a little later on this afternoon. Thank you to you guys who have bought these. I'm really enjoying the feedback. Thank you very much. I appreciate you getting the shabby, chippy, old style kind of thing that I'm doing here. So let's just go through these. We'll start off with this one. I'm going to stack these up at the side over here. I hope you guys are having a great July the 4th. Chris is working tonight. We should go see fireworks, but we're expecting some downpours here. And man, oh man, did we have one yesterday, which was, I'm sorry, I worked in the yard and I am itchy and bruised and scratched all over. So pardon my itchy. This little book is called Blessed. Y'all, don't know what this is, but I want me some more of it. What is this? I'm not a fabric person, so I don't know what it is. Please let me know. Diane, are you out there? It is, I don't know, it's just like the perfect thing, you know, perfect thing to do as a closure on a shabby journal like this, because you don't want something fancy, you know, you want something super shabby. Let me see if I can get, well, the light is good. Okay, I just needed to stand up for a minute, make sure that I was in frame here. I'm going to take us in just a tiny bit. There we go. So you guys can see this sweet journal. Again, it's a rather big journal. It's 6x9. Sometimes, now let me show you what's going on up here. We get some cracking. Now, the cracking is caused by the tape that I used the very first time I made these. And this one is actually from the batch that the very first batch I made. So I've got a little bit of cracking going on up here. I have repaired that, but to me, that kind of cracking kind of just sort of gives the thing a little bit of, you know, personality. It's a maker's mark, right? This book is called Blessed. It does have a butterfly on the front. This butterfly is kind of a 3D thing, so you might have to be a wee careful when you are playing with this journal so you don't, well, you know what? If you jerked her apart, then just glue it back together. Y'all are crafty people. Y'all are artists. You know how to, you know how to take care of things. I also, on these journals, y'all, the front piece right here, remember we stopped making tags and we did not stop making tags, we just stopped sending tags. Sometimes, because this is a soft cover journal, this piece is glued and double stick taped down, but because it's a soft cover, sometimes we don't get a flush mount right here. So just kind of be on the lookout for those, you know, the things that make your journal your journal. We have some of my fatty beads right here on the spine. I dig this again. I think this is chenille, lady slipper. What is this? I think you sent it to me. I don't know exactly what. My fingernails are dirty because last night we had a downpour. I had to go outside and retrieve things from our little spot, our little garden spot, and I got really dirty out there, even though I've scrubbed my nails. Okay, enough about my bodily imperfections. We're not going to talk about it anymore. I've got an itch. This book is called Blessed. It has, it's 90, now you can see that chippy really going on right here. It's 96 pages, lots of just pretty papers for y'all to work with. It is a naked journal. Now what I'll do is, and I can go ahead and kind of start doing that. This is a little tuck spot right here, so I'm going to tuck something in there because I guess I forgot to do any tucking in here at all. We've got a pocket right here. So I'm going to tuck this in. These are sewn elements. And of course the paper is a mix of thick scrapbook paper, and regular copy paper, you know, like a writing paper or whatever you want to do with it. The heavier cardstock would be, you know, I think a heavier cardstock would be just fine for, you know, things like painting or whatever you might want to do with it. Got some dust here because I had this out working on it. Okay, and then we've got a little element right here that flips up, so that's another tuck spot. I love the shimmery pink paper. Typically, I'm not into that shimmery pink thing going on, but I gotta tell you, I really do love it. It's something kind of girlish, and you know, I'm not a very girly girl, but there's something very sweet about it. I sure do enjoy it. And we should have another tuck spot coming up here in just a minute. We are going to hear some people are chopping because, like I said, we had a storm last night, so you're going to hear saws going off. Thank goodness we didn't have a lot of limbs down. You know, we did have some sticks, but not limbs. So there we go. This is the Blessed journal. This is the closure for her right here. So we're just gonna, and I love this stuff. So y'all gotta help me with that. Let me figure out what it is. Okay, my friends, let's put that one to the side. We are going to call this one, Awaking, because I do see the word awaking right here. These are the fronts of these books are constructed on using elements from hold on a second, my brain's not working. I'm walking. Can't walk and think at the same time. Like a mid-century hymnal, so it's very pretty. We'll call this one Awaking, because that is part of the hymnal right there. When the day is awaking. Isn't that pretty? We've got fabric element here. Of course, this kind of tattered lace stuff here. I think this was an old lace curtain. Beads on the side. These are my fatty beads as well. So let's take a look in here. Again, I'm going to kind of embellish this as we're talking about it. We've got a sweet tuck spot right here. I love tuck spots. They're just like so secret and cool, aren't they? And we've got a tuck spot here, so I'm going to slip something. Remember, these are naked journals. They come with a pack of ephemera. The ephemera includes paper, findings. They include vintage greeting cards, some of my super ephemera from my collection, which signatures, old writing, old letters, greeting cards from the 1940s and 1950s on through the 1960s. So lots of fun things to stick into these journals. It's fun to have a naked journal because you can kind of make it into whatever you want it to be. So, you know, it really does flex your creativity when you have a journal like this. Lots of different kinds of papers. Remember that the journal is wrap bound, so you can take out whatever you want to work with And, you know, you can slip out a whole signature, use a whole signature as, you know, maybe you want to use it as a round robin, maybe you want to take it on vacation with you. It's fine to slip into a purse because it's, you know, it's not huge. But they are rather big. They're 6 by 9. Now my little purse is so tiny I couldn't get anything in there like this. But you know, lots of people, I've noticed a trend to, that people are carrying backpacks like a lot. I noticed several people yesterday, well, Tuesday when I was out, not carrying purses, but carrying like those like over the shoulder backpacks. I thought they were very interesting. I don't think I want to be that encumbered, but you know, in an emergency situation, it would be nice to have water, food, and things like that. I have a friend who carries that with him all the time because he works strange hours, and he is, he never knows where he's going to be or when he's going to be there. So he kind of packs himself a cooler, which is very smart because it keeps him probably out of the, you know, out of fast food places and convenience stores and stuff like that. This is, we'll call her Word of Truth, because I do see that right up there in the lyrics of this hymn. So we'll write that here. We've got some purple going on for her. And I am going to stick that, let's find a pocket. And this is her title. There we go, right here. Oh, look, butterfly really does. Gold and gold goes together really nicely. So we've got fatty beads here and burlap. I'm into burlap and lace. You know, since I've been doing work with Miss Emily over at her shop, it's like I have really, my eyes have kind of opened to the shabby aesthetic, and I'm finding myself liking it. It's interesting because you can kind of combine a whole lot of things, and you don't. You know, you're not limited. You're never limited in your art. You can do whatever you want to with it. But I really do like using those delicate elements of lace and findings and old buttons and things like that. And with a rustic element, you know, that rustic burlap, it's just cool. I really do love it. It's like I said, it's been kind of enlightening for me to see that and see it in action, because her shop just features so much of that aesthetic. And I know that's like the farmhouse, French provincial kind of thing. You know, French provincial, that's the furniture I had when I was growing up. My sister and I shared a room, and we had French provincial furniture. And, you know, I just remember the kind of off-white and gold that it was. Okay, so that is Word of Truth. I realize I'm kind of bantering back and forth, but all of these books are basically, y'all, kind of the same, you know, the same layout, 96 pages of stuff for you to do stuff with. It features all kinds of different papers, different sizes, that sort of thing. Again, fatty beads over here. She doesn't have anything right here. Let's just call her Shabby, because I kind of like that. So we're going to title her Shabby. Miss Shabby. I'm listening to Bleak House right now. By Charles Dickens. Highly recommend that, y'all. It's such a good book. And, you know, if you've ever seen the series on TV, it's absolutely remarkable. Claire Foy is in the series with Matthew McFadden. I think it's on PBS, so you could probably find it if you have a PBS app on your phone or anything like that. But I have to tell you that the reader of this Bleak House that I'm listening to on LibriVox has voices like you just wouldn't believe. I mean, it's like, wow. You know, she can sound like a guy, she can sound like a little girl, she can sound like a full-grown woman, she can, you know, she gets that Cockney accent, she can also do the, you know, the proper English accent. It's just so much fun to listen to her read. And Bleak House is such a rich novel. You know, Charles Dickens is one of my favorite writers of all time. His descriptions are just beyond compare. All right, friends. We have finished. Thank you guys for like sitting here chatting with me, and we're finishing up some journals. Miss Shabby, we just finished her. There we go. Let's see, what can we call her? I think we're going to call this one Sing, because there are lyrics on this hymnal, on this mid-century hymnal, that say Sing. So we'll call her Sing. That seems like a good title for her. Look at this paper. Come on, Bumblebee. Alright, so Sing. And there we go. Now she is tied with not whatever that other stuff was. She's tied with lace because I ran out of that, the whatever that is, I ran out. So we've got some fatty beads here. We do have a rather orange thing going on. No! And it did make me sick to do it, so I was very happy about that. There's a bit of glitter ribbon on the front of this Sing book. So let's put some stuff in here, and we'll chit chat. What were we? Oh yeah, we were talking about Bleak House. Oh my gosh, it's just really fascinating to me. Charles Dickens and his descriptions. You know, and you think about that was a time, you know, no TV, no radio to speak of. I mean, I guess there was radio. Not quite as, you know, maybe two-way radio. I don't think people sat around and listened to radio back then. I'm not sure when electricity, you know, we're still in the candle era during Bleak House. I love this. It says rock and roll, and it has a griffin, and he's got a torch. Very rock and roll. Last week I listened to Persuasion on LibriVox, so I am visiting, you know, really doing a lot to revisit the older, you know, the public domain books. Not reading anything current, though I did check out American Entrepreneur by Willie Robinson of Duck Dynasty fame. To me, Duck Dynasty was one of the funniest things on TV that I had ever seen in my whole life. And as an entrepreneur myself, it's a very interesting book about the way that Duck Dynasty started. And, you know, I don't care about the politics of that or whatever. It's just an interesting story to me. And I'm reading The Uninhabitable Earth. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure I can get through that because, you know, there was a hailstorm in Mexico City last weekend, and I think we all know that, y'all, is just not normal. So I've been trying to read The Uninhabitable Earth, and I'm just not sure I can get through it. It talks about climate refugees and how, you know, we have a refugee crisis right now, but like we are going to have a total climate refugee problem. So it's very, I don't even know what to say about it. It's super scary. There, I just said it. This one says message right here. Also, disclaimer on this one, there's a little glue spot right there, just so you can kind of see it. It's just a wee bit of glue. You have to press the book down and look at it just the right way before you can see that there's a a little glue spot right there. I will call her a message because that is the word that I see on the front. She has fatty beads on her spine. Again, a bit of orange going on. Well, look at there. I actually finished this one. We've got some, a sweet little like tuck spot right here. I love those things. And I'll just flip through this really quick for you. I love this paper. It's all animal. I love the purple elephant here. And the tiger and the monkey. I like to put whimsical elements in here. I think that it really just adds to, you know, the fun and the possibilities of your journal. Of course, these journals are $25. You do get a free ephemera pack with those, and that is an $8 value. So these are super economical to purchase, and it's a naked journal. That's why I'm giving you a bag of ephemera. The ephemera includes old greeting cards. I think we already talked about that. Old greeting cards, old letters, old postcards, travel stuff. It's a sweet little kit. All right, there we go, my friends. Speaking of kits, thank you guys for downloading the Botanical Digital Kit, the 1873 Natural History. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. I have another little digital item to add to the Etsy shop, and we will talk about that a little later this afternoon. So there we go, my friends. We have Shabby journals. Shabby journals do include an ephemera collection. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these to go into the shop today. So I hope that you saw something that you liked and something that you'd like to play around with. Happy July the 4th, my friends. Talk to you soon. Bye.